Bristol, the statue of Edward Colston, a 17th century merchant and slave trader, was a culmination of years of campaigning. But not everyone in the city is happy with what happened and how it took place. John Kay reports from Bristol.
People power or pure vandalism? Justifiable or inexcusable? Edward Colston's plinth now stands empty, and Bristol is dealing with what happened here.
Wrong. It was all wrong.
For some, the destruction of this statue went too far.
This is completely different. We're talking about Bristol history. Got it all wrong.
Colston's name is everywhere in Bristol, and for decades the city has struggled with his legacy. An MP who gave a fortune to local charities, but whose money came from the brutal and deadly slave trade. Kerry understands the conflict all too well. Her granddad was a civil rights leader in Bristol in the 1960s, but she went to a school built by Colston. She wishes the statue had been taken away peacefully by politicians decades ago. Now she hopes the city can move on.
Looking at it empty, maybe it should remain empty. Maybe that's one way of kind of bringing everyone together. To say that if we're not all standing up on that plinth, then no one should be up there. So maybe that's what should happen.
The plaque describes Colston as virtuous and wise. Politicians had been talking about a new one to reflect his links to slavery. But once again, there were disagreements about what it should say. Yesterday, some took things into their own hands.
As a political leader, it's my job to understand all those feelings and try and bring the city together. In the face of those clashing understandings.
Colston's statue was thrown into Bristol docks, where his ships used to sail. Racing driver Lewis Hamilton said on social media that it should be left beneath the water, like the bodies of so many slaves who died. But others think it should be put on display.
I see that now as an artefact, an historical artefact. I think it's part of Bristol's history. I think the damage that was done to it is also part of its history and Bristol's history. And I think it belongs in a museum where it can be useful as an artefact in telling history.
Tonight, a new look. This city's trying to get used to how things have changed, while asking what this means for its future. John Kay, BBC News, Bristol.